Hey, it's day 7. Me in a whole week.
Yes.
A whole week. Only like 4 more to go.
3. I think there's only 4 weeks in a month.
And sometimes there's like 4.5.
Yeah.
Regardless, we are only 7, 14, 21, 28, a little less than a quarter of the way there.
Yeah.
But at least you watched a good one this
Yeah,
time.
it was a good closer for the week.
Yeah, Slither.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
It's
not just horror, which we said in the last video, but not just horror. I absolutely love this movie
a lot.
I do.
I like it a lot too. It is up there in my horror list, especially comedy horror.
Yeah.
List. If I were to sit down and make a list of favorite movies that are just comedy horror, this would be definitely up.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because it does both extremely well.
Yeah. And it has Nathan Fillion in it.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
Yes.
Very hilarious in this movie. So I mean, you already know what we think about it, so let's just get right into it. Favorite. Why do we like this so much? What about it?
I think it's because it's like this perfect storm of movie. Like everything works. It's trying to do all these things, but it does every single one of them effectively. Sure. And makes it work and mesh together. Yep. Where a lot of times something might have some good gore, but they're trying to make comedy and it just kind of falls flat, or vice versa. It ends up the comedy works, but most of the gore and other stuff is just kind of campy and cheesy. Whereas this one, it's really, really effective for everything it tries to do.
Agreed.
The acting is pretty good. I mean,
especially coming from this has some trauma history attached to it,
which we also talked about.
Which we did talk about last time. James Gunn wrote and directed this. You might know him. Well, you probably don't know him, but he wrote. He co-wrote Dawn of the Dead remake in 2004.
Oh, really? I did not realize that one.
Yep.
Okay.
And wrote what else? There's something.
He co-wrote Tromeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
but he wrote another.
There was something like Tromaville Cafe or something, like a TV show.
Oh yeah.
But there was another mainstream.
No, actually, I do remember that now.
Yeah, I just looked up IMDb and I don't remember it. So.
I do. I actually now that I didn't know about Dawn of the Dead, but I did remember something else that for some reason saying, "Oh, he wrote that."
Yeah. But so it has some stock there, and Lloyd Kaufman makes an appearance.
As does a clip from the Toxic
Convention. Yeah. So he's watching the redneck woman there's watching Toxic Convention, the first one. Great gore.
Yeah.
It is gory as all hell, and it mixes. It's one of those movies that where I don't mind the CG in it too much.
But it looks good. It
looks okay.
I mean. Considering most stuff, I've found that when I watch CGI in the theater, it always looks good, but it doesn't transfer well to DVD.
Yeah, not really.
I mean, just for example, like the Star Wars movies.
Okay.
In the theater, it's a little bit different, and when you get it at home, it's just like, wow, that's really, really fake. You can tell there's like this just kind of disconnect that happens. But this one, because I was actually trying to pay attention to that this time, whether or not. Because it's been, a while. I mean, I saw it in the theater. Yeah. And obviously I didn't notice it then, and I never really pay attention to it when I watch it on TV now. Yeah. But I really tried to focus on that, and I think there's only a couple scenes where it's kind of like, that's a little bit computer looking, but for the most part, I think it
works well in this movie too, because what's being generated is basically slimy, worm stuff, and CGI when it. Even when it's done well, to me, always has this like glossy look to it. Yeah, it never seems to have the right texture, and it actually works well in this movie because they're worms. They don't have much texture. They're slimy, so it was effective, and it's really gross. Yeah, it's really, like I said, I said this in the last video too, but I probably won't eat meat for the next couple of days because this movie. It happened the first time I watched it.
Actually, while I was thinking about it,
eat meat anyway.
Yeah.
So.
While I was thinking about it, I was like, there's some kind of
like vegetarian
message. Yeah. Like I was trying to think of some way to.
I think they were just poking fun at
fit this into a class or something.
Like Appalachia type.
Oh yeah.
Redneck mindset. Because
the one was
the
deer cheer.
The deer cheer, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Meat. Who else what's this? Who's the lead girl? I could not.
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth Banks. Okay,
yeah,
that's right.
From 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah. I just could not come
a lot of stuff actually. She was in W.
Yeah,
she played Laura Bush.
Mainstream. I guess that's what that stands out to me too. I mean, this is definitely not that it is a trauma movie, but it definitely has homages, and it's definitely within that same culture.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely like the peak, the top of that genre.
Yeah.
They really went out of their way to find good I mean, it's very much a studio movie. They went out and found actors to fit the roles.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. I don't know what's going with that. I guess that was it. It's too early, folks.
Yeah, we did watch this one kind of early.
I think that's it.
Did you want to do favorite scene? Because I mean, we talked about it in the last one, and I said I was going to try and pinpoint mine.
All right. You must have one then.
Actually I don't. I was trying to, because we talked about it in the last video.
Great.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna lump a bunch together, and I'm gonna say every scene with the mayor.
Okay.
Because he steals the show for me. Without him, it still would have been a great movie, but he really takes it to the next level for me. Because everything he does, I just laugh. I just laugh my ass off.
I think the scene that works the best for me. I mean, I love the movie. It works the best for me though is like the very end, when she goes into the bedroom and there's, Grant. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Blob form with all these other people kind of sticking out of him.
Yeah,
and they all kind of merging into him, and they all serve as different points of his conscious.
Yeah.
So they're all talking at the same time. So it's all all the wheels spinning in his head, even though the monster itself can't talk anymore. Right. I thought it was a cool effect. Yeah. Worked really well, and I do like the fact that it was a hive. They all had the same central brain.
Yeah.
So if one monster saw someone,
everyone else knew where they were.
Yeah. To me, it was like I like this movie so much because it's a mix of two genres. It's the creature feature, but it's also zombie.
Yeah.
It's very much zombie.
Yep.
Which I didn't really think about it the first. I think I've seen this twice before. The first two times I watched it. This time I'm watching, it's like, this is a zombie movie.
Yeah.
Half of it's a zombie movie.
Yeah. Actually, the first. From all the trailers that I saw, I thought it was going to be more of a zombie movie. Yeah.
The trailers, I thought it was going to be all the trailers, at least maybe it's not so much trailers, but maybe the movie poster art is the girl in the bathtub.
Yeah.
With the slimes coming out. So I thought it was going to center on just like a family trying to basically get out of Dodge. And when I watched it, I was like, this is nothing how I expected the movie to be.
It's way better.
Yeah, it is better.
Watch this.
Yep.
And I just have one last thing to say. If for some reason, strange reason, James Gunn, you're watching this, please make another movie.
Actually, there's one in production.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well then, kudos to you, sir. I am looking forward to it. 'Cause it's one of those. This is one of those movies where it's like, why didn't they make a sequel to this one? They make sequels to all this other crap. This one is pure genius, and it never got a sequel.
Well, if you got a sequel, who knows? It probably wouldn't have had the same people.
Yeah.
The same director, probably.
But that's what I'm saying. As long as he was making it, I think it still would have been amazing.
Yeah.
He could get just as good of actors.
Sure.
Except probably not Jenna Fisher, because they got divorced.
That's right. I was surprised to see Pam. I forgot Pam was in
there.
Yeah.
they were married
as a receptionist, no less.
Yeah. Yeah, she was married to James Gunn at the time the movie was.
From The Office, if you don't know.
The Office, yes. And they did another movie, which you can find streaming online, called Lolly Love. It's a mockumentary. I recommend that one as well. It's not scary, it's not horror, but it's very, 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 very funny. Okay. And Jenna Fisher actually directed that one.
Cool. Who knew? You knew.
I did. Funny stuff.
All right, what's next on the list? I think it's Night of the Comet.
Night of the Comet.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Pretty sure. This one is also, unfortunately, a DVD only find. So if you can, bring it to the top of your Netflix queue.
Yep. That's how we're getting it. We saw it. We did see it at FYE though.
Oh, it was, yeah. So you might be able to find it.
And they've got some good sales going if you happen to.
Yeah, they do.
Have some extra cash.
They do. There's some great horror movie sales.
A free plug to you, FYE, even though
I hate FYE.
Hate you,
I hate it to death, but right now it has a really good horror movie sale going on. So go check that out, and we will check back in tomorrow with Night of the Comet.